Good afternoon, AUSD teachers. It's Tom Bruce, your Director of Curriculum Instruction and Assessment. And you guys probably remember this document. This is the elementary school's district-wide assessment plan. Last year we had rave reviews of this system because it gave everybody the dates, windows, what data was to be collected, everything for every benchmark we had. And then it was separated out by grade levels. So each grade level had a hyperdoc. So you could just click on where you had to go, and then you guys entered the data at the end. Well, we've streamlined this year. We've made it a lot better because we have a few changes. We had 88 pallets of HMH material coming your way. It's already in your classrooms, I hope. And that also affords us some new assessment options. HMH has a benchmark that has reading comprehension, text complexity, performance-based, and writing all wrapped up in one. We don't have to do a writing assessment different than a benchmark. It's already all included in a standards-based assessment through HMH. We also have Imagine Learning this time. We haven't had Imagine Learning for the whole group before. We only used it for ELD. We have it for all students now. Your students will be using Imagine Learning for ELA and math, and they'll be able to get progress monitored every day they use it, and you'll get all that data, okay? So, I want to introduce Miss Andrea Mendoza. She's going to show you some of the finer points of how we've altered this system for you.
Okay, so as you can see, if we scroll down here, we broke it down now by trimester. So you're able to see which benchmarks you need to give for the trimester. And then what we did is we also added a column that shows progress monitoring assessments. And the way we did this is just kind of to show you which assessments you can be giving as a formative assessment or to do progress monitoring for your students. And then once you see which assessments you want to use here, you have the correlation with the grades and which grades these assessments pertain to, as well as the assessment window. And what we did is we listed the actual report that you can go into the system and look into and see which report you want to look at to get that data, or if you have to input it by a certain date, what day you need to input the assessment by. Okay, so instead of having, like Tom said, instead of having it broken down by grade, we broke it down by trimester. And the reason why we did this is to reduce one step on your part. You no longer have to go into Illuminate. All you have to do is use the system that you're using. We wanted to streamline everything. So now all you have to do is go into Imagine Learning or HMH and have your kids go in there, and they'll be familiar with the program. And it just makes it a little easier for you and your students.
We did add one more thing, didn't we, Andrea?
Yes. Go ahead.
All right. So we always have this big test at the end of the year called the SBAC, or nowadays we call it SBA or the SBA, the Smarter Balance Assessment. And what better way to make sure our kids are ready for math than to offer the math interim assessments. Andrea, when are we going to start that this year?
This will start in the winter, so you're going to give your kids two different opportunities to do this. You'll do this once in the winter and once in the spring before you have to do the final assessment. And what it does is it gives your kids an opportunity to use the same interface that they'll be using for the actual final Smarter Balance assessment. And it just gives you a window on how to log the kids in. It still uses the secure browser. We had a few teachers test it out last year, and they really enjoyed using it with their students.
So that's our elementary plan for assessments this year. The thing is outstanding. There's nothing after semester 3. We don't have any of the hyperdocs for grade levels after that because we don't need it anymore. Everything's going to go right into those systems for you. If you have any questions on this, it's attached on this email below, so you can take a look at it by yourself. Look at it with your grade level. See if you have any other questions. Your principals are very aware of this. Talk to your principal. Ask them questions. If you still have questions, please feel free to see us, email us. We'll be out there the first day of school, of course. And we can come by for a grade level meeting. We can come by for a staff meeting or just for a few people after school. Whatever works for you. So, have a great year. Outstanding to get started on the 2017-18 school year. Thank you for all of your support.